In this globalized world, we are all bombarded with information coming from various datasets and data packets. Competitive advantage is therefore measured by how fast and how efficient you decode data into useful information. Not only useful information, but information that meets materiality threshold. In this series, I'll be doing a data crunching, looking at information that we will be harvesting or data mining from social media. In this case, firstly, I'll concentrate on YouTube channel, Booked for Africa, which is the channel that deals with Zimbabwean social, political, and economic issues. Why is it important? It is important because as Zimbabweans prepare for elections in 2018, social media is awash with issues, debates, contributions, and comments from various quarters of the world. It is therefore very important to make sense of what exactly happening, who is exactly participating in those debates, forums, so that we can draw up strategic positioning, both from a political point of view, from a social point of view, and from a civic point of view. Now, I'd like to share with you the information, data analysis that I've done on my YouTube channel, Booked for Africa. For the past 4 weeks, over 250,000 people have visited the channel, which is a remarkable number. In a way, it seems that all of a sudden, there is an interest, a growing interest about the issues in Zimbabwe. There could be 2 possible reasons to that. The one reason would be the fact that Zimbabwe is the only country led by a very old president at 93 years old. We have ruled this country for over 37 years, the longest in the history. Not only that, but the ZANU-PF have chosen Robert Mugabe to be their next presidential candidate in 2018, when he will be 94. So all those 2 issues might have energized the world, and indeed Zimbabweans, to participate in politics, debates, forums, and sometimes summits. But what data do we know from YouTube, apart from the fact that over 250,000 visited my channel last 4 weeks? Okay, if you look at this map, it shows how widespread the sources of visitors are coming from. So firstly, you find that Zimbabwe comes first in the number of people who have visited the channel, followed by South Africa, and which is not surprising, given that South Africa's proximity to Zimbabwe, and also that South Africa harbors more Zimbabweans than any other country outside Zimbabwe. The country is UK. And from UK, the 4th country of interest is also the United States of America. It is probably not interesting, given the situation that these 4 countries are English-speaking countries, and Zimbabwe's official language is English. Now let's look at the top 5. Now, if you look at, I've also extrapolated in terms of gender interest in politics from the top 5 countries. Now, if you look at Zimbabwe, the ratio of male to female is roughly 85 to 15. And in South Africa, the ratio is almost the same as well, 85 to 15%. Now, as we move to Western world, in this case, United Kingdom, there's a slightly change to the ratio of men to women, with women contributing about 35% of those who visited the channel, against men of 65%. United States, roughly about 80 to 20%, and Kenya coming fifth with roughly about 85 to 15%. So yes, these are the top 5 countries that have visited my channel for the past 4 weeks. Now, it is very much interesting. You would expect maybe countries like Zambia or Mozambique bordering Zimbabwe are drawing interest on issues on Zimbabwean politics. But in this case, it was a bit shocking that Kenya coming fifth. Now, let's look at the countries that have shown interest in these political issues with regards to the Book for Africa channel on YouTube. And these countries are actually in order of interest. Zimbabwe coming first, South Africa, UK, USA, Kenya, Botswana, Tanzania, followed by Namibia. And then come Australia, Ghana, Germany, Nigeria, Mozambique, Zambia, Uganda, United Arab Emirates. The list goes on. Italy, Netherlands, Sweden, Ireland, France, New Zealand, Malawi, Somalia, Belgium, Qatar, India, Liberia, Angola, Switzerland, Saudi Arabia, Australia. And the list goes on. Trinidad and Tobago, Lesotho, Russia, Jamaica, Norway, Spain, Cameroon, Malaysia, Japan, Denmark, Ethiopia, Morocco, Brazil, Austria, Finland, Gambia. And the list goes on. Oman, South Sudan, Kuwait, Singapore, Senegal, Indonesia, Israel, Turkey, Afghanistan, Ukraine, Bahrain, and Sudan. So if you look at this list, it covers almost all continents. And of interest here is a war-ravaged country like Afghanistan, drawing some attention in following issues of political, social, and economic issues in Zimbabwe. Again, we've got Ukraine, Kuwait on there, South Sudan, with all its famine and raging war. They find time to follow issues of in Zimbabwe. Now, in summary, over 250,000 people have visited the channel, and interests have been recorded from over 70 countries. 25 to 35 years are the majority, which is roughly 50% in Zimbabwe. Men to women interest ratio has also been explored, and average from Zimbabwe and South Africa is 85% to 15%. The top 5 countries with political interests, apart from Zimbabwe, South Africa, UK, USA, Kenya, and Botswana, in that order. Now, why is it important for us to explore the facts or to do a data analysis? As we prepare for the 2018 elections, it is important for us to target the correct and the right segments. And by knowing the number of people interested in politics or following the issues, we will be able to make use of those figures. In this data analysis, again, it has shown that fewer women are following political issues in Zimbabwe, which means civic organizations will have a role to play in reaching out to the marginalized 65% of the women who are not taking part in issues pertaining to their destination. So yes, this is the application that we can do in terms of reaching out to communities, the gender imbalance that is actually taking place in our country, to make sure that everybody is made aware of their role and their right to exercise their vote in 2018. Thank you very much. As you can see, it is a wealth of information, and this will continue on a weekly basis so that we can make use of available information to shape our world, to shape Zimbabwe for the better. I thank you and goodbye.